Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you've had a cracking weekend and a nice start to the week. Right, let's get straight on with the price action analysis. Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. Right, this is the weekly because obviously Bybit closed at midnight last night on this candle here, and it was a nice bullish green candle closure, confirming further volatility expansion on the weekly time frame, which generally leads to a larger upside move. As you can reference, the previous volatility expansion moves following prolonged consolidation, they go on for a good while, and then maybe a bit more consolidation, and then a good while. So yeah, this move likely has more juice left in it to the upside first, before a significant pullback on the weekly time frame. Now that doesn't mean that it couldn't pull back on the lower time frames, and it's sort of hovering around at the moment on the lower time frames, and I'll move on to those very shortly. You can see from the point of view of momentum, it will remain solidly to the upside as long as Bitcoin is closing weekly candles above 75. So that's quite far away from where it is at the moment. And the midpoint of the Bollinger Band's just starting to turn up. So that's a good sign that, the weekly trend is securely to the upside. Jumping down to the, daily time frame, you can see it's basically been sideways consolidation all week, really. And we'll see what happens this week. You can see that momentum will continue to the upside and continue green indeed. If Bitcoin can close dailies back above 90.5, which it's just above at the moment. But you can see a nice consolidation. That is demonstrated very nicely on the 4-hour time frame there. So you can see really well how the Bollinger Bands kind of prove themselves. And as volatility expands and they get wider, and then volatility cools off, you go into a consolidation period and they get narrower. Now, the significance of this is that when Bitcoin's trending in one direction or the other, when these consolidation periods occur, they tend to have fairly shallow pullbacks amongst them, and that is very bullish. So, so I was very pleased to see a sideways consolidation on the 4-hour time frame rather than a sort of more obvious pullback. Not that that would have mattered, but this sort of thing is less bullish than. It still would have likely gone to the upside, and it may pull back yet. But when Bitcoin makes a move up, goes sideways without breaking down too much, if the trend is to the upside, it's likely to continue just as such. So yeah, sideways consolidation on the 4-hour time frame, I don't think is anything to negative about. Well, the other reason the Bollinger Bands are helpful in such situations is the midpoint gives you a steer on, should volatility expand, which direction is price likely to move. And right now, it's slightly below the midpoint. It's very hard to see because price is right on it. So it's basically hovering around the midpoint of the Bollinger Band. You can see how narrow they are. That to me says there's a big move incoming. And if price is above the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, when it comes, it'll be moved to the upside. If price is below the Bollinger Band, when it comes, it'll be to the downside. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Bitcoin does decide to sort of consolidate a bit more before the next meaningful move. If it does come down somewhere between, well, probably it's that range I had on before, somewhere between 1985. I'm not sure. I'm not sure from a probability point of view that's the most likely next move. But if it did choose to annoy everyone by just doing a little 4-hour move to the downside before then sending in another higher time frame move to the upside, I wouldn't be surprised. You can see from a momentum point of view, to get the MACD pointed green once again on the 4-hour time frame, it needs to close some candles back above 91.6. So it's not quite there yet. Still fair distance from the zero line. So momentum is definitely still to the upside on all time frames down to the 4-hour. But yeah, this consolidation, in my humble opinion, is likely to precede another upside move as volatility expands, which it inevitably does. Okay, there you go. That's today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and then join me tomorrow for Tuesday, and we'll see if anything's changed. Take care. Bye-bye.